Welcome, one and all, welcome to the first official showcase of Dimension K. I'm excited to be here and even more excited to have all you brave explorers who have courageously stepped up to join me on this visual odyssey. If you've seen the previous trailer, which was the channel intro, you pretty much got an idea of what's going on. I use that as a primer. Basically, this is an art showcase, and I will be showcasing, well, art. And in that, hopefully, I will be entertaining you in the process. It's very important, that part. But right now, as you can see, we're already into it. I tend to work basically from blue. I don't know why, I have a penchant for that. There are many different ways to handle all of this, and I'll get off into that theory later on. But we get the sketch work down, and after we get the sketch work down, we start putting in the lines, and you can see the guy right here, he's looking pretty dapper. Nice little facial hair thing going on. With the top hat and everything. Just moving, grooving. And then, of course, there's this stuff going on. One of the things that's really interesting about doing this kind of artwork or whatnot is where your mind goes, the imagination. You always got to let that imagination fly. So I decided, just let's have let's have a bunny in this. Why not? Why not? So we move on later. We're at the ink stage, starting to put it in the darks or whatnot, cast shadows. Depending on how things are rendered, this process can get really involved or it cannot. Somewhere along the line, you start to bring in the elements of color, and a lot of things can be achieved with color. You don't even need to really worry about this particular aspect, but you always want to bring in some element of this to add depth or whatnot, especially when we're talking about shiny stuff like apparently this dude's coif. Oh yeah, and cast shadows. But now that we've gotten into that, now we need to get into motivations. Motivations. What was my motivation for this? Believe it or not, it wasn't, I'm going to have a rabbit sitting on this guy's hat. Actually, the truth of the matter was, I was thinking, motivation wise, hey, you know what would be cool? Just to see the two buddies hanging out on a Saturday or something like this. As now we're moving into the colors, we'll apply that. And then I thought, well, what if those two buddies were actually co-workers? And then that evolved into, well, what if those co-workers were part of a magic act? And then I was like, I'm going to draw the rabbit on top of the guy's hat. See what I did there? No, but seriously, the reason that I did that is because I felt it brought an aesthetic to it. It was a strategic move to put that bunny in that position. And now I'm really being silly. Fair warning, that is going to happen from video to video. It's a subsequent thing. Maybe it's a tick, I don't know. But anyway, back to what's actually going on here, being more serious and more focused. You see we're putting in what's considered flat colors, and now we're moving on to actual rendering. There are multiple ways to do this. And I think I should make this point clear. This isn't really a tutorial channel, but there will be tips and tricks. In my opinion, the aspect of teaching has already been covered very well. And if you go and look, you'll find pretty much a video on anything that wants to tell you how you want to do something or a particular skill or whatnot. Eventually, what you need to do, however, is synthesize all of that. I'm really big on this aspect. Right now, this coloring method that you're seeing, that you're witnessing, is just one of multiple ways to handle this. One of multiple ways that I've found to handle this. And ironically, you get different looks as you go. For you out there, and I'm pretty sure most of you really serious creative types, you already know this, you already think this way. You want to gather as much information, you want to gather as many tactics, as many tricks or whatnot as you can. It's funny I said that. It's like, oh, this isn't a tutorial channel. But you want to gather as many tips and tricks. You want to put as many arrows in your quiver as you can. But first and foremost, you want to have those things filter through you. So they're filtering through you, it's actually your own personal stamp. This part right here kills me. I'm at the gradient stage right here, adding more depth and whatnot. And every time I do that, those things look like whips. I don't even know if you noticed that. Here right now, we're going to be putting in the highlights. few little touches. You want to make things, I can't believe I'm about to say this, pop. I'm not really big on that term, but it is appropriate. And you just keep on going until you get what you want. This is again, when you learn the techniques, you get to learn the rules and you get to bend them. It gives you more freedom. And when you've done that, then boom, you can show that you've actually put in the time and you know what you're doing. Or at the very least, you can make it seem like you know what you're doing. Here I'm putting in color holes and whatnot, seeing what works. Obviously that does not, so we're getting rid of it. More whips, whoosh, whoosh, and we're wrapping it up. And there you have it, sunroof top. Hope you had as much fun as I did, and if so, please feel free to take that 4-shot. Like, subscribe, share, tap the bell. Since this is a new channel, all publicity is good